Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I haven't done one of these. I would say it's not really a tier list. It's just kind of cool to look it up in the tier list. But I want to predict slash pick who I believe will dethrone these current champions. We just had both NXT championships changed at New Year's Evil, so there's a lot of mystery. So this is kind of a shot in the dark with a lot of people, but I'm kind of excited to kind of throw some pen to paper here and see what we can do. So we're gonna start with Obafemi, and I think this one actually is probably the hardest one to pick because honestly, there's not a lot of like men that are in the main event scene that like could really put like him down. I really do believe even when he loses, it's going to be like a triple threat, and it's going to be somebody else just kind of taking over. That's kind of how I feel like that's the only way you can actually legitimately take out Omofemi because Omofemi is just absolutely a beast. I mean, because like I was thinking like Wesley would be probably one of the top picks for me, but like he's already lost to Obi so many times that I feel like it wouldn't be. You could obviously have like Trick Williams come back and beat him, because it's like he would be like a three-time champion. I don't think so. I think Trick might be on his way up, to be honest. I feel like he's kind of one of those people that I feel like he's been pretty solid this year, that he kind of deserves that call up, and I think they could do a lot of stuff with him, the main roster with him. So I'm personally gonna think, I think it's gonna be Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page is gonna be down there for a little bit longer, and I think he'd be the only one that I could possibly see. The only other person I was thinking was Javon Evans, but I feel like Javon Evans is gonna get somewhere first. Like he's gonna have a different title that he might have an opportunity first for. But I'm gonna go with Ethan Page. Honestly, out of all of the picks here, I think this is the one that it's kind of a shot in the dark. I don't think there's gonna be anything here that I can immediately tell me who's gonna be the next champion. But I think it's gonna be Ethan Page unless somebody just gets red hot randomly. Next up is Julia. I think Julia is going to have this title for a really, really long time, if I'm not mistaken. I would say probably a year plus, and I think she'll eventually lose it to Zarya. It could also be Stephanie Core. It just kind of depends. I could see if they decide to have Julia have a championship run that's like shorter, have her upset by like Stephanie, and then get the title back within the year. But I honestly believe Julia's just going to have it for a long time. I think her path is going to be very similar to Ashka's, where she's going to be a long-time champion and be almost to that main roster and getting main roster stuff. I could also possibly see other people like Cora Jade getting a possibility up there. Jada Parker's actually one that I really think. I think she might be pretty close to the North American title at least. I feel like she's definitely done amazing work over the last year, so I think there's definitely a possibility to decide to put her up there. But I feel like you know necessarily we're not know for sure where who's next, but I think safe bet Zarya is going to be in there at some point, and yeah, but I don't think it's going to be that long, or like I think it's going to be very long from now. Next up, we have the men's North American title. This is another one that nobody's really circling the water. It's like a mid Carter, but like I feel like it might be somebody up and coming, like they did with Obafemi, where they pick somebody that they thought could hold that title and see what they could do. Only person that really comes to mind is Javon Evans. I mean, he's an amazing talent. He's still working on that mic skills, and I think he'll give him some time to do that. And I think what his next feud with Ethan Page, I think will really, I think, show how much he can grow from it. And it's sink or swim with him. So I feel like that could be where you would put it. I think definitely North American shot, probably the next North American champion. Next up is Fallon Henley. I think she's losing as soon as possible. Out of all of these champions, she's the quickest one to lose this title, and it's to Stephanie. Stephanie's the number one contender. Stephanie wins this automatically the very first time it comes up. But they put the match. I think, what is that, tomorrow? Or is that like, I can't remember if they set it for tomorrow, but that is my pick. I'm doing this on Monday. The video might come out later than that, but it's on Monday before Monday the 13th. So there's a possibility this could already be done by the time. The not North American, the tag team champions. This is another one that I feel like we don't necessarily have seen who's the front runner. We got Out of the Mud coming up. I don't believe they win here, but I do believe they might win longer, like later on. I think they've been really kind of doing it, but um, honestly, what is it? Wesley with Tyson DuPont and I forget his partner. I think it's both these guys right here. They could very be possibility. I don't know. It's so wide open. I feel like it's gonna be somebody random, but I think I'm just gonna hedge my bet and I'm gonna put out of the mud. I don't believe it's gonna be this week. I think it's gonna be later on. Another one that I really just because it's brand new with Lexus King winning the Heritage Cup, I feel like it could be anybody. I do believe that they probably should go with somebody that can kind of go in there and do some different stuff. I think with the storyline and with other stuff, if they're going to do it for Lexus King, I think the only person that really makes sense is Eddie Thorpe. I think him being in his heel side, I think really would work. There's quite a few different guys here that it could possibly be, but I feel like that's my possibility. On these all these titles, I'm gonna hedge my bet. I'm gonna give you two answers on some of these because we got some time and some of those possible. So screenshot it. This is what I'm thinking, but I'm also very possibly as runner-ups for the men's title. Honestly, the only other person I feel like it could possibly be would be Trick if they were gonna go with anything. I was thinking Sean Spears, but I think he's more of the North American person. I feel like they're building him up for something further along, but I don't think there's much more than that in his future. Obviously, I thought Cora Jade possibly for the women's title. Also think Stephanie Cora could be up there for this mid card title. I definitely think like Gigi Dolan, but I honestly think Tatum Paxley at some point is going to have green. What? A belt? Why did I say green? That is weird. And then I'm gonna go with, which is maybe a thing. It's Chase U, but not Chase U anymore. I feel like these two reunite and possibly try to make one tag team run as the after effects of Chase U. With the Heritage Cup, obviously we could shot in the dark with anybody here. Um, let's go with Cedric Alexander. I think that's decent. And then I'll just put, like I said, Trick up there for that one. So those are my secondary picks, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a hard one on this one, but tell me what you guys think and who you guys excited to see. I'm really excited to see Julia's run. Omofemi, obviously. All those ones are going to put on great matches. So we'll have to see how it goes. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.